What's going on, everybody? It's David Angel here. I'm over here downtown, just doing some work. I might have to leave here in a little bit for the rain, but I just wanted to get on here real quick. I'm actually getting the roof done on our house, and I put in my information in this form that I found, and I kid you not, okay, like maybe a couple of seconds after I put submit, pressed home and turned my phone off, like I was being bombarded, literally bombarded with phone calls, okay, phone calls from different contractors. All right, now the reason I'm saying this is because this is like literally the perfect experience for me. A couple of hours ago I was talking to a prospect, and they asked me, hey David, but after you're telling me all this, after talking to you about all of this, let me ask you this, let me ask you, what's the biggest difference between you and your services and using like Home Advisor or the other companies or services like that? And I laughed a little bit because the story I just told you guys about being bombarded with different companies happened to me maybe a week and a half ago, so it was very recent. And I pretty much explained it to him. I was like, this is something very easy, and I told him the story, but I really wanted to create a video or make a short video, really brief, actually explaining the biggest difference, okay? Because a lot of people don't know this, and it's very important. It's a very tough decision for a contractor that doesn't know about the different marketing strategies out there to make, especially if Home Advisor contacts them. Then it can sound very appealing, but in reality you got to be very careful, okay? So pretty much Home Advisor and all of the similar companies like that, they're a shortcut. It's a shortcut to lead generation. Okay, now the biggest problem in a business, and for home service-based businesses, which is what I specialize in, it's lead generation, right? You have the ability to do any type of work in your niche. You have the tools, you have the people. It's lead generation that is preventing you from growing and scaling, right? So what companies do is they hire on with Home Advisor, but this is a shortcut to that lead generation problem, okay? Now, even though it's a shortcut and it can get you leads, it's not a viable solution, definitely not long term, because of a couple of reasons, really. One, probably the biggest one, is you don't actually own the leads, okay? So what Home Advisor, and most of you already know how it works, but you pay a big fee for them to send you leads, but they also send those leads to all of your competitors. Now that sounds very, very silly when you look at it that way, right? But that's exactly what that is. So you don't own the leads, first of all. You can't nurture the leads, because all they do is give you their information and you contact them. So you're pretty much kind of cold calling to somebody that has shown interest. But statistically speaking, nurtured leads, they're 20% more likely to actually close the deal, go through with your offer, right? So if you're cold calling, and you haven't nurtured that lead doesn't even know who you are, the name of your company or anything like that, then it can be a little tough to actually close the deal, right? So another thing you have to look at is, how is Home Advisor even getting traffic? I mean, yeah, some people are going to Home Advisor, but what about the people that don't know about Home Advisor? What about the people that don't like or trust Home Advisor for some reason, or that go to a company similar to Home Advisor, but not HomeAdvisor, but you're working with HomeAdvisor. So you really have to. It's kind of a more of a gamble, and you're gambling that on another company that you know that isn't really that isn't specializing in getting leads specifically for your business. Okay, so another thing is that they do have long-term contracts. If it's not working out or whatever, if you're noticing that the leads that you're getting, you're not being able to close them, or other people are closing them before you, then there's no way for you to say, okay, you know what, I tried this, it's not working for me, and that's it, I'm good. Can I get out? No, there's like, nope, too bad. You signed a contract for so and so many months or years or whatever. All right, so that's always a downfall, being stuck in a contract, even if it's not working for you, right? There's nothing worse than paying for something that's not working. And probably the second biggest one, if not the biggest one, is actually paying for the leads that your competitors are getting. All right, now like I mentioned earlier, that's what you're doing. That's their concept. They get a lead and then they send it out to a bunch of companies that pay them. All right. Now this is wrong in so many levels. I mean, it's starting to rain here, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna put my computer up. As you can see, the sky is getting a little darker now. But yeah, I mean, paying for the leads that your competitors are getting is, to me, it's a little ridiculous, because if you're paying for the lead, then that should be your lead, right? I mean, it's like buying this coffee. I bought this coffee, but anybody here can come and drink out of it whenever they please. It's like, what? I mean, this is my coffee. Like, I bought this. Why do I have to give it or share it with other people? Especially when you're talking about leads. So this makes it very hard. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I was being bombarded with, excuse me, I'm not trying to get my laptop wet. I was being bombarded with phone calls, okay? Like, I kid you not, I was in the middle of a call and I was getting another call from a random number, which, I figured out that was another contract. All right, so what this does is, the companies that called me after the third one, I actually I booked some appointments, but the companies that called me after the third company, I was like, no, I mean, I was like, you know what, thank you for your time, but I'm good. I can't have 10 companies coming out to my house and giving me an estimate. I mean, that's a little overboard. But what if you are the third or fourth or fifth, sixth, blah 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 company calling? What if you don't have a system in place where as soon as you get that lead, literally a random time of the day, you're calling? If you are not able to do that, then it's kind of a waste, because there's companies out there that might be able to do that might have a person specifically doing that, or a system in place to do that. And you're calling when the person has already booked an appointment with some other company or companies, and that's probably the biggest downfall in my opinion, right? So now let's go to Facebook ads. Why are Facebook ads amazing? Really, I mean, that's what I consider them amazing. I mean, it's a huge asset to your company to have a Facebook page and be able to do Facebook ads, right? So why are Facebook ads different, right? Okay, with Facebook ads, you actually own the leads that you generate. You own them, okay? You have that information. You can use that information to market to them through email. If you got their number, then you can SMS. You can do some SMS marketing. You can contact them whenever. I mean, that's your own lead, okay? You're not sharing that with your competitors. And you can call them right away. You can call them in a couple of hours. I mean, you can even call them in a day or two, which, I mean, it's not very, I wouldn't really suggest waiting too long, of course. But I mean, it's ultimately up to you because it's your lead and nobody else has it, okay? Now, the great thing about the great thing about the fact that you generated that lead is that the person already knows you. The person is already comfortable with your company because they gave you your information, right? So if a company sees, okay, this is David's roofing company, I like this offer, let me put my information in here, boom. Okay, now I know that I'm gonna be hearing from David's roofing company. I know what they're about because the landing page told me about David's roofing company. I feel comfortable with them already. So when David calls me, then this is what I was talking about earlier about having nurtured leads, right? And just statistically speaking, and I mean, it's kind of just it makes logical sense. You have a higher chance at actually closing that sale because they're already comfortable with you. You have nurtured that lead to giving you their information. All right. Another thing, if you're working with a company like my company who actually does and takes care of everything that has to do with the Facebook ads for you, then I mean, it depends, but my company is on a month-to-month basis, right? So we don't do long-term contracts. And let's say, I don't know, for whatever reason you can't handle any more leads or X reason, right? You can cancel any time. I mean, and once again, every company is different, but as far as my company goes, we're month to month, and you won't have to worry about being stuck in a long-term contract. Okay. What else? Another big thing is the actual conversion cost, right? The actual cost to actually generate a lead. This varies, but a company will actually, if they're doing the right thing, what they're supposed to do is they're actually going to try to lower the conversion rate. So, by doing different things, trying different things to lower the conversion rate, then you're going to end up having, to pay less per lead. And this can go down over time as the company tests different things, images, copyright, etc., right? So the leads will eventually start being more cost efficient, something that doesn't happen when you're using HomeAdvisor, right? And they're very, very, cheap. So the actual cost to convert or to generate a lead is huge in and of itself, right? And also the ability to turn this system on and off, okay? So let's say you're a small or medium sized roofing company or electrical company, whatever, and we start generating leads for you. You're like, okay, this is awesome, I'm handling this good. But then you get to a point where you're like, okay, David, I need, this is getting a little too much, and I've had people do this, can you turn the ads off because we can't provide the service, the quality of service that we want to provide to this amount of leads, or to more leads. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. We turn the ads off, and they are not wasting money on ads, the ad budget, or converting leads that they're not going to be able to handle, right? When they're ready for them, I'll just turn them on, and the same, the leads will be generated. So that's why I said these Facebook ads are amazing, right? But the actual system, that's pretty much the biggest advantages that come to mind right now. And I think that's like, if I said 10 advantages, that's 9 advantages that make it worthwhile, okay? That's 9 more than you need to go with Facebook ads over HomeAdvisor or anything. Even if you don't come to my company, okay? Now, I'm not saying this so you can come to me exactly. I mean, you can go to any company that generates Facebook ads for you. I'm just saying it's in your best interest to use Facebook ads for lead generation to solve that lead generation problem you have, than trying to take a shortcut and paying Home Advisor and signing a contract with them to give you or send you the information that they're sending 10, 15 other competitors in your area, right? But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Like this video, make sure to share it with all of your friends or acquaintances or people you know that have a home based service business. And really, I mean, any type of business, but that's who we specialize in. But yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to message us or leave a comment below, and please like and share this because this is huge, okay? And this solves a very, very big question that I came across a lot, and now, you know, they can just look at this video and see and realize and be educated on the biggest differences, okay? So that's it. I won't take any more of your time. You know, I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and hope you guys kill it this week, all right? This is David Angel with Global Marketing Profits. We specialize in all type of contractors, or really home-based service businesses, plumbing, electrical, roofing, all of that. So feel free to reach out, guys. All right, take care. Bye now.